Hello, this is Flurry Moon. Welcome back to my channel. Lost media, a topic I have pretty much been interested in since I first heard the term, and chances are, if you're here, you probably feel the same way. Whether it's in the form of a canceled video game, movie, or TV series, or even more interesting, a piece of media that was released but has simply been lost to time or seemingly scrubbed from the internet, or say we have a screenshot or a short clip but with no name attached. Maybe even the most mysterious form of lost media are the ones with no proof of having ever existed, except for in our memories. But one subgenre of lost media I'd like to give a little bit more love to are those that fit into the category of girly lost media. Now, I know that's a loose term, and obviously you don't have to identify as a girl or even gravitate towards that style of content to find interest in this topic. But I don't see enough eyes on these lost video games, anime, cartoons, movies, etc. that were made with a feminine audience in mind. With that, today we have a very special guest, Somber2 Boggly or Kylie Boggly. Please go over to her channel. She's so freaking cool. All kinds of lost media videos, all kinds of Reddit mystery stuff. I am so freaking obsessed with her. I can't even form a string of words, but I need to stay cool. In fact, I'd be so grateful if the comments acted like I'm really super cool and fun so that she'd want to come back. Anyway, let's just get right into it. Lady Gaga game update. If you watched my last unidentified media mystery videos, I think is what it was called, you may remember the obscure Lady Gaga video game we discussed. Well, thanks to one of you guys, I think it's safe to say it's now partly solved. So I just needed to update you guys because I can't just leave you hanging like that. However, for those who have no idea what the frick I'm talking about, in November of 2020, a user made a post on the Lost Media Wiki forums under the unidentified media section. They were asking about these clips they remember seeing on YouTube of Lady Gaga herself acting in cutscenes for a 2D side-scrolling game inspired by her The Fame era. The user described Gaga's acting to be poor, as it was early in her career, and implied maybe this is possibly why it's so hard to find nowadays. But they were adamant this existed, and they were definitely not mixing it up with the Gagaville Farmville crossover. The post thread only received one comment, letting OP know that seemingly the only ever game Gaga worked on or took part in was Gagaville. After that, the search went silent, but honestly, there weren't really many people searching anyway, except for me. I thought it was an interesting idea, so I included it as a small section in that video. Not too long after uploading, I received a comment from the user Luke Adams, but with little V's, leading me to this video uploaded also back in 2020 entitled Lady Gaga Poker Island Quest Game Short Films 2008. Lo and behold, the game and Gaga cutscenes are very real. And these clips are so awkward. I love it. I love it.
Come on, I'm still inside. You can do better than that.
Yeah, you did it. Now, let's turn up the speed and the music.
Poker Island Quest was a browser game released in 2008, which does currently count as lost media since there is no way to play it nowadays. However, we do have a screen recording from 2011 on YouTube. Although the quality is not great, we get to see the gameplay in which the player navigates Lady Gaga through each level with a poker face instrumental playing in the background. The promotional photo for the game reads, "Help Lady Gaga reach the stage and cash in $20 bonus from blank.com. That last part is a bit iffy. I don't know if I'm just blind, but I can't frickin' read this. Anyway, as mentioned before, the game has been unplayable for quite some time, and that most likely won't be changing anytime soon. Alas, it simply joins the thousands of Flash games now lost to time.
The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Tokyo Kakeru Shoujo, or The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, was a science fiction novel written by Yasutaka Tsutsui in 1967. The story follows a high school girl who accidentally acquires the ability to time travel, and in turn finds herself stuck in a time loop, repeating the same day over and over again. Groundhog Day type beat, but this is actually a terrifying concept. This novel would go on to be one of the author's most popular works, and inspire quite a few pieces of media later on. Some notable examples include the 1983 live-action film and an anime adaptation in 2006. It's safe to say the story made an incredible impact, with the 1983 live-action adaptation actually becoming the second highest-grossing Japanese film of that year. However, the plans for more reiterations were far from over. This brings us to our lost media. In 1998, a new The Girl Who Leapt Through Time adaptation was in the works, this time as an adventure video game set to release on the PlayStation 1. This is confirmed by various advertisements, such as magazine sections promoting the game, and even a trailer that was included at the beginning of the 1997 film adaptation VHS release. Although there's not really any information on the gameplay itself, we can get a decent feel for it from this video uploaded to YouTube back in 2020. Based on the footage, fans have speculated that the game might have taken inspiration from the iconic Tokimeki Memorial, a dating simulator released in 1994, which practically had Japan in a chokehold back in the day. I definitely see the similarities, both utilizing that iconic 90s anime art style, although it is unknown if The Girl Who Leapt Through Time would have any dating elements. The game was reportedly set to release in the summer or fall of 1998, but it's been speculated that the game had planned to come out in time for the 30-year anniversary of the original novel release. So what happened? Although it's unfortunately not unheard of by any means for games to be cancelled shortly before the intended release, even after a fair amount of promotion, that doesn't make it any less disappointing. There is no known reason for the sudden cancellation, or any solid information on just how far into production the game was. We can assume, however, based on the promotional material and gameplay footage, that it definitely had started, and was possibly even far into production. In my opinion, it would have been nice to see more games with a female protagonist that aren't necessarily action-related. Basically like a shoujo anime in the form of a video game. Judging by the screenshots and clips, it appears that cutscenes were implemented, and the art style is just so captivating. I can't help but feel like we might be missing out on a beautiful piece of media. That aside, if you guys are in need of something similar, Rhapsody: A Musical Adventure is an extremely unique PlayStation entry from 1998, described as a musical RPG. The game has a similar 90s anime art style, and is perfect for the girly gamers, so I highly recommend.
Okay, you guys, I know I look a little insane right now, and by a little I mean a lot insane. Very insane right now. But I debated saving this for another video, and then I was like, very last minute, no, I actually really want to talk about this. Littlest Pet Shop was arguably one of the biggest toy franchises for girls from the mid-2000s to the early 2010s, I want to say. Little animals with big eyes, tiny bodies, and their iconic bobbleheads. The line left a huge impact on girls' toys during this time. What happened to my head? Whatever. One aspect that really brought more eyes to the franchise was LPS Tube. In the mid-2010s, fans just began uploading videos of themselves playing with their Littlest Pet Shops in various different forms, I guess. And there are many reasons for this, which I won't be getting into today. If you want to know more about LPS Tube and why it started, you can watch my Littlest Pet Shop deep dive. But music videos, comedy sketches, horror shorts, and most famously, teen drama series were the most popular form of LPS Tube videos. And some of these channels would go on to become extremely successful, sometimes even gaining millions of views. However, due to many factors, most of these Littlest Pet Shop YouTube videos have been lost to time. time. This is mostly due to the fact that the people running these channels eventually grew up and are now well into their adult lives, so they removed the videos themselves. However, some of the time, the videos that we're thinking of are still up, but we, the viewers, sometimes have a hard time finding them since, one, I feel like there were so many, and two, a lot of us were fairly young consuming this content, so our memories are kind of like not super clear. There's even a whole section on the LPS Tube wiki for Lost Media regarding the subject. I'd love to do a whole video on this, but let's just go over one that I found pretty interesting. On January 27th, 2022, this channel called LPS Lollipop Productions uploaded a video in hopes to start an LPS Lost Media search. They encouraged the comments to share their LPS Lost Media as well. One of these comments from the user Serpentious Sun reads as follows: I remember I was looking for a series for years, so allow me to dump everything I remember. The series I've been looking for was called along the lines of LPS Tell. It was around 2011 to 2014. I remember seeing it come up often when watching series such as Life of Revenge, and it appeared to be a horror/murder series. One distinct thumbnail I could remember was a sitting poodle figurine laying camera facing in a pool of blood. I can't recall what number LPS it was, unfortunately. It had at least 2 episodes I remember being suggested, but I faintly remember possibly being 7. I know for a fact at least one of the videos was 2,000 plus views. I don't remember anything else as I never bothered to try and watch it until 2014, which it was already long gone, and I can't find any fan art/content made around it. It's just been sitting in the back of my mind for years. So I'm not exactly sure if this user ended up getting the answer they were looking for, but at least they didn't in the comment thread on the YouTube page. But the nature of the thumbnail and the title this user gave was so vague, and that's even if tell was the word used. So all of these factors make it extremely hard to possibly find this. Of course, as always, I gave it my best go, but I'm not a professional by any means, and I came up with nothing. It doesn't help that searching up LPS Tell brings me to hundreds of Tell Me Something I Don't Know music videos, and of course some Santa Tell Me ones as well, so it's practically impossible to find what I'm looking for. And that's even if the video is still up on YouTube, which isn't exactly likely. If I find anything else before this video goes up, I will let you guys know, but if not, let me know what you guys think of this, and if you possibly know what this user is talking about, leave a comment.
Webkinz fan animation song. This entry is a great example of how Lost Media is constantly being searched for everywhere, even in such niche corners of the internet. And this search has been going on much longer than I initially expected. This section surrounds the Webkinz fandom in the mid to late 2000s. If you're unaware, Webkinz was an online game released in 2005, allowing the player to enter the code from an official Webkinz plushie onto the site, where you could then care for your virtual pet as well as play all kinds of minigames to earn cash. During this time, just like any other fanbase, devoted players of Webkinz would take to other communities on the internet to bond over their shared appreciation for the site through discussions, game updates, and of course, fan edits. Whether it's simply a drawing of a Webkinz pet or NPC, or even a fan-made animation inspired by the franchise. Some are bound to resonate with others and possibly even go viral within the community. But what happens when such an iconic piece of media to such a small group of people goes missing without a trace? In this case, we'll be discussing a fan-made Webkinz animation titled A Tribute to Love Puppies. The first instance online of someone actively searching for this missing clip was from a YouTube account, literally made in order to find it, named at Help Me Find Tribute to Webkinz 3576. Their only video, posted on June 3rd, 2017, explained they're looking for a Webkinz animation from 2007 called A Tribute to Love Puppies. It was about 2 Webkinz love puppies, and it has a cute song playing and one of the love puppies kisses the other one. It was here on YouTube, but it was also featured on the Love Puppy page on KODOCHA'S.com. It appears by the rest of the video that the user is mostly interested in finding the song used in the animation, recalling it to be in Japanese and possibly made using Vocaloid, the singing voice synthesizer software. This video caught the attention of others who remembered the animation, and are too searching for this mysterious, beautiful song. Around 4 years later, a user named PixelBean commented on said video, recounting their memory that one of the puppies picked up a flower and runs up to the other to give them a kiss. PixelBean would then go on to post their own YouTube video regarding a tribute to Love Puppies on January 11th, 2024. This video actually includes their own recreation of the song, and a screenshot from the original. Here is their version. The description reads, "Hello, I want to start a search for a song used in a Webkinz fan animation. I think the original was privated or removed. Myself and a few others remember a really cute animation about two love puppies bringing each other flowers and singing to a song by Rin and Len, Vocaloid. It's okay if I can't find the video, but I want to find the song again. It was very catchy and cute. I have also been told the video was featured on KODOCHA'S around 2008-2009 if that helps. I think the clip used is probably from the ending of the song. If you recognize the melody, I would be thankful if you could tell me the proper name." This video also received quite a few comments from dedicated internet users desperate to find this adorable animation. And of course, the Vocaloid song, which blessed the ears of those that heard it back in the day. A few users listed some Vocaloid songs they believed to be a match, but unfortunately, PixelBean confirmed, although they sound close, we still have yet to find the exact song used. However, thanks to the user named Nostalgiaville, we just got a lot closer to finding the original video. 3 months ago, this channel, dedicated to archiving nostalgic videos that had previously been lost to time, commented on PixelBean's video with a Google Doc full of what they had found. Nostalgiaville decided to use the Wayback Machine and go to the Love Puppy section on the Webkinz website. Upon doing even more digging, they found that one of the listed videos included on the site was in fact the lost animation we're looking for. The channel that initially uploaded a tribute to Love Puppies is named Bunny Mittens, whose account we can see from this screenshot from the Wayback Machine. Here we can see a new frame of the video, clearly showing the other puppy mentioned by those who had seen it. The channel is still up to this day, but unfortunately, it's either private or they removed all of their videos. Although we are closer than ever, that's currently where the search leaves off. If anyone recognizes the song, animation, or remembers seeing it on any other websites, feel free to leave a comment or contact one of these users who are working so hard to find it.
If you're in need of the perfect feel-good shoujo comedy anime, Kodocha is probably the show for you. The manga, written by Miho Obana, was first released in April of 1995, with the anime following close behind exactly 1 year later. The story follows Sana Karada, an outgoing, silly, and dedicated 11-year-old child star who spends her time balancing her schoolwork and friendships with her work on the TV show Child's Toy, all while chronically beefing with her class's bad boy, Akito Hayama. Fun fact, the voice actors for Sana and Akito are the same ones who voice Toru and Kyo in the English dub of Fruits Basket, which I think is absolutely adorable. It's like them grown up. And honestly, these voice actors kill it in both shows, so just a little fun fact. Anyway, the manga would go on for 51 chapters, ending in 1998 with the anime that stopped airing after 102 episodes. Although only the first half are available with the English dub. With that, the anime was left unfinished, as it was cancelled pretty much around chapter 26 of the manga, so there was much more story left to cover. However, a few months ago on one of my videos, I'll put the screenshot here, one of you guys let me know that Kodocha has its own lost media. And when I first heard this, I was immediately intrigued. I love this little curl just really wanting to be the freaking star of the show right now. Can we not? I love Kodocha, and even though I have yet to actually finish it, a part of me isn't exactly eager to do so, knowing the TV series was cancelled before a proper ending was ever animated. I could always read the manga, but being into manga was genuinely one of the most expensive hobbies I've ever had. I think just because they're so short, I fly through them. I couldn't find the preview clips initially, however, the Kodocha subreddit pulled through, which is no surprise since I can always count on fan subreddits to help me out. The clip can be found at the very end of the final episode of Kodocha, episode 102. Although it is only available in Japanese, not even with subtitles, as it has currently not been translated, so I don't really know what's going on in these scenes. The scenes we got a sneak peek of are pretty intense, even seemingly including some Yakuza plotlines, so I'm interested in seeing just how true to the manga season 3 was planning on being, and this would be the only content we would ever get from a season 3. Okay, you guys, sorry I'm not on screen, I look insane, so you're talking to my Squishmallow right now. But I just needed to add this part in because I found a video, still not the English dub, they never did an English dub for episode 102, or the second half of the show for that matter. The YouTube video itself has an English sub, so we don't get to hear any of it in English, but we have the subtitles. It seems like the season 3 storyline would be the beginning of the characters in high school, and regarding the Yakuza plotline, it seems like they have a son who wants to be Sana's fiance or something, and Sana is like, no, I don't love him, or whatever, and they're like, we won't stop until we get what we want or whatever. So I have no idea if that was a plotline in the manga. I tried looking for it, but I can't find anything, so let me know if this plotline sounds familiar to you or if this was just something they made specifically for the anime in mind. But yeah, this was really exciting to find, and yeah, that's about it. Bye! As for the reason the anime was cancelled, there are several just random reasons, but it basically comes down to poor sales. It is fortunate that the story was ultimately finished in the manga, so if you really want to know what happens, you can just read the manga. However, I know lots of people have little to no interest in reading manga, and usually just wait for the anime to update, even if the entire story is finished in the manga. It's also just a completely different experience. It kills me to know that there are episodes we will most likely never get to see, and it's unknown how far into production they actually were, but based on the little preview clip we got on the last episode, there seemed to be a good amount of content stuffed into that 1 minute, and I seriously doubt that was all from one upcoming episode. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I find this really interesting, and I just love Kodocha, so let me know. My Disney Princess Suitcase. So a few weeks ago, I made a video on the bizarre marketing of the mid-2000s Disney princesses. For those who don't know, Disney had a very specific way of portraying the princesses of each movie when selling merchandise. Almost always following the same formula of placing each princess on a plain pink background of some sort, seemingly floating in the void, doing little to nothing to show they are even aware of each other's presence. If you're interested in that, I would definitely go watch that video. But researching that video had me thinking, I have a piece of merchandise that is literally like the epitome of this theory. Epitome, not epitome. The piece of merchandise in question is this light pink Disney princess suitcase. Cinderella, Belle, and Aurora, each in their own little bubble because they are not friends, don't even think they could be. Something I totally forgot about this suitcase was that it used to be able to light up, as you could see from these 3 little dots in the fabric. On the inside, there's even this like battery thing that I always felt like killed the vibe. It's just not fitting the aesthetic I wanted. Another unique and rather odd aspect, it just says princess in the bottom left corner. It's giving graphic design is my passion. I don't know, that kind of led me to believe like maybe this is a bootleg Disney princess suitcase, but I have seen official Disney princess suitcases with princess just on it, so if anyone knows the lore of why they do this, can they not say Disney? I don't know. Anyway, I was interested in finding out where where exactly I got this and what year, even though I'm pretty sure it was most likely the mid-2000s. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's literally 2005. And I've used it to store my Littlest Pet Shops for years. I've gotten a lot of use out of this thing, and I wanted to know where I got it. I don't know, most likely the Disney store, like in the mall. However, I cannot find anything on this thing, okay? I do feel like sometimes because I like Lost Media, it feels like I'm just like making Lost Media out of nothing. Like, who cares? I don't know, I can't just like let things go. Tons of similar ones, even with simply the word princess in various fonts placed in weird spots, but I have yet to find an exact match. I pulled out my special move, reverse image search, thinking I was the smartest, slayest, most unique baddie in town, only to be met with no matches. So this humbled me instantly. So I made a post on the Disney Princess Reddit because I do in fact rely on Reddit to do my work for me. So if I hear back from the experts over there, you guys will be the first to know. Update, I did get some comments, but I don't think anyone read my post. I posted the picture being like, hey, I don't know where this is from, does anyone know? And everyone was just like, love it, so cute. And so I was like, I even thought like, did I not add the caption? Like, maybe surely this is my fault. But no, I just don't think anybody read it. Which is fair, because what am I going on about? Like, who cares? I know this is not exactly the most riveting form of Lost Media, however, it's mine. Let me know if you guys recognize this thing. What are we drinking today? I have a hot hazelnut coffee with Chobani sweet cream creamer. If you know me, you know I heavily with Chobani creamer, specifically the cookie dough creamer. Make an iced coffee right now. Pause this video, actually exit. It doesn't even matter to me at this point. I need you to do what I say. Go make an iced coffee, do your like fancy, do whatever you feel. Put some of that, I'm talking a tablespoon, could change your life.
Winx Club canceled Mermaid special. Even if you have no interest in girl-focused media, chances are you've heard of Winx Club. Created by Italian animator Eugenio Straffi, the series features a teenage girl named Bloom, who discovers she's a fairy, enrolls in a special school to better her magical skills, all while making friends with other fairies alike, who would go on to become the iconic characters fans know and love. The show first began airing on the Italian TV channel Rai 2 in 2004. And soon enough, Nickelodeon would catch wind of the franchise. And by 2010, new episodes of Winx Club would be co-written with Nickelodeon. That leads us to our Lost Media. Supposedly, during the Nickelodeon era of the show, a Winx Club Mermaid special was set to release in 2013, according to a Nickelodeon marketing calendar. However, the special would mysteriously never see the light of day. I wasn't able to find said calendar allegedly listing the episode, and it doesn't seem like any promos, screen caps, scripts, or anything else had been released or leaked during this time. Fans mourn what could have been, such as possibly some cool mermaid transformations in an underwater setting. It's not like they decided against mermaids existing in the Winx universe or anything, because mermaids had been present in the series for quite some time. There was even an Italian Winx book titled Sirene, released in 2007, featuring art of the characters as mermaids, and fans fawn over these gorgeous designs, as opposed to the mermaids they did end up getting in the animated series. I wonder if, with this cancelled Mermaid special, the main characters would transform into mermaids similar to the Sirene official art. It's a shame this episode never came to be, and if the designs looked anything like this, I'm sure it would have been done very well.
Hello Kitty Online. Hello Kitty Online was an MMORPG available to play from 2008 to 2017. The game was tied to the Sanrio Town website, which, if you don't know, was a website which offered email addresses such as hellokitty.com, mymelody.com, etc. There were many eras of Sanrio Town, with some versions including forums, the ability to post and watch videos, create blog posts, and of course play games. There are so many lost games linked to Sanrio Town. In fact, I actually talked about one a while ago. Hello Kitty Football Club? Cup? Throwback to when I said the wrong name of the game for the entire video. Hello Kitty Football Club 2002. It is called Hello Kitty Football Cup. Not club. I just spent that whole video saying football club. If you're interested in that, definitely watch that video. I forget what it was called, but I'll put it here. That was a really fun one to talk about. However, arguably, Hello Kitty Online was the most popular out of all of these games, being described at the time as the first MMORPG to set its sights on a demographic comprising female players from their preteens to 20s. Although the game didn't officially release to the general public until 2009, 2008 was dedicated to beta testing. However, so many people wanted to join the closed beta, 50,000 to be exact, but there simply wasn't enough space for everyone yet. Because of this, applicants were required to send in videos of themselves explaining why they think they should be allowed to enter the beta test. This is honestly hilarious to me, and it makes it that much more upsetting that the game is completely lost to time when so many people were literally begging to be allowed to play it. I guess you could say this was the Hello Kitty Island adventure before Hello Kitty Island Adventure. However, in this game you play as a human amongst all these Sanrio NPCs who give you quests to do, all while you craft, cook, farm, build and furnish your house, level up your pets, connect with other players, and of course the main goal of the game, helping Hello Kitty and friends, quote, wake up from eternal slumber and defeat a mysterious and malevolent power. Huh? You know what? Give me 14 of them right now. This comment on the YouTube trailer from 12 years ago perfectly sums up my thoughts. Confirmed for being a Pokemon, Digimon, Harvest Moon, Sims all-in-one, easily the best game ever. From searching through a few different discussions online, it seems like this game was extremely well loved. It combined so many iconic gaming mechanics with the already successful Sanrio brand. What is there not to like? Well, it seemed as though Sanrio Digital slowly stopped caring about the game, such as promising a new quest only to simply never release it, unfinished locations, and in 2020 literally removing the ability to make new accounts. This article here claims they began focusing on mobile games instead, which wouldn't be surprising because that's quite literally what everyone did during that time. So it checks out. The game was still technically up till 2017, but it was pretty much abandoned long before that. The Hello Kitty Online website is still actually up to this day, but unfortunately the game itself is long gone. Fans have looked back over the years with fond memories of HKO, even attempting to bring it back in any way they can, but as of 2025, they've had no luck. I always find these cases of lost media interesting, as I didn't play too many online games as a kid besides Club Penguin, Webkinz, and Wii World. If you guys remember Wii World, it was a whole thing. Let me know if you guys would want a standalone video on Wii World. I seriously doubt it because who the hell even knows what that is? But most of the games I play and have played, I have a physical copy of, and for the most part don't have any online elements really. So it would kill me if, say, my copy of Story of Seasons Trio of Towns that I've sunk hundreds of hours into was just like taken away one random day, all because I didn't really play it all that much. But this is the reality for many online game players, and I just can't imagine just like losing something like that. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Who the hell cares? I had Kylie Boggly in this video. My brain can't comprehend it. I think she's the coolest person in the whole world. Thank you so much to Somber2 Boggly for being in this video and for being so cool and awesome, and it's just such an exciting video to do with someone who I've watched for so long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure comment below what you're drinking today, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!